In previous video we talked about primary weapons and calibers for zombie game mode. In this one we continue to move in direction of loadout. We will talk about secondaries, melee weapons, backpacks and some inventory stuff. Let's start from pistols. Compared to primaries, I wouldn't say that it's very important to choose right secondary weapon. You can use pretty much any pistol and probably it will be okay. But still I would give some recommendations here. First of all, I recommend to avoid Russian pistols because they have separate caliber, which you won't be able to find on map, and they are not really good by themselves. I would also recommend to avoid Deagle as well. It's the heaviest pistol with one of the heaviest calibers in game. Which pistols I would recommend to use: MK27, V320 and V226. All of them have access to suppressor with optic. Talking about MK27, it has fastest RPM among these three pistols, lowest recoil among all pistols, and it has access to mag with 33 bullets. If you want to use 45 caliber, I would recommend use P45. Compared to M45, it has lower weight, bigger mag size, faster reload of both types, and access to suppressor. Next we are moving to melee weapons. First of all, I wouldn't recommend to use melee weapons which you can find around the map, instead of melee weapons from armory, since they have worse range, and they have the slowest attack speed alongside with weapons from heavy class. Which weapon you better use depends on how often you use melee weapon. In my case, I have pretty high ping, and therefore I got worse hit rate as well. So using melee weapons is not the best experience for me. So if you have such problems as well, or you don't use melee weapons really often, I recommend to use soft cut dagger, since it's the lightest melee weapon in this game. Personally, I use seal pup, it's a bit heavier, but it looks better as for me. But if you use melee weapon pretty often, I would recommend to use one of weapons from medium class. Both of them are the same stats wise. They give bigger range, and still they are pretty light. So I would say they have pretty fair weight for their stats. I wouldn't really recommend to use weapons from heavy class, they are much heavier, especially Halligan bar, and they also have the slowest attack speed. So if you use melee weapons pretty often, you better use weapon from medium class, since they are more universal in terms of attack speed, range, and their weight. Next we are moving to backpacks. If you are going for mobility loadout, M9 is the best choice. Among all backpacks, it has the lowest price for one slot. And by price, I mean how many slots you get and how much weight you pay for it. Personally, I use Zip-on since I just like the way Game Pass version looks like. But M9 still will be better. I think you'll agree with me that having additional 50 grams for 4 additional slots is pretty low price. If you are going for heavy loadout, you can take Attack 2 or you can find hiking backpack around the map, which has less slots but low weight as well. Compared to Attack 2, it has low weight for one slot. And if you want something between, 1476A will be great choice. I didn't mention other 4 backpacks. Let's look at them. 3-day patrol backpack is just worse version of 1476. It has bigger weight by 550 grams, and at the same time, it gives only one additional slot. Duffel bag and school bag definitely not worth to use if you play as operator. They are just worse versions of backpacks from Armory. And 5005A. It's just worse version of Zip-on, it has the same amount of slots, but it has bigger weight by 120 grams. So our final list of best backpacks looks like this. Now we are moving to inventory. First of all, let's talk about amount of items you will need in most cases. How many mags for primary you need depends on you. Personally, I usually take only 3 or 4 mags. Talking about mags for your secondary, it depends on how often you use your pistol. In my case, I don't even take additional mags. I just put extended mag on MK27 and that's pretty enough for me. I usually use primary with fast reload, so there is almost no need for me to switch to secondary. For food with drinks, 6-12 slots will be enough. Anyway, finding them is not really hard. In case of gas filters, it really depends what you are planning to do. In general, 3 filters will be pretty enough. But if you are going to hazard zone, maybe you have quests for example, you better take 6 of them as minimum. In case of medical items, that's pretty hard to tell. It depends on your loadout and how good you are. If you are playing with heavy loadout, I guess you will need more medical items, since you won't be able to outrun runners. And other slots in inventory you can keep for ammo boxes, keys, and anything else you want. And the last thing we will talk about is ammo boxes. If you played this game long enough, you probably saw big ammo boxes. After the last updates, you can also take them in open world. For now we have such ammo boxes only for 4 calibers: 7.62x51, 5.56, 9x19, and 45. We will compare them to normal ammo boxes. Since these boxes take 25 slots in inventory, we're gonna compare them to normal ammo boxes in the same 25 slots. Firstly, let's look at 5.56 and 9x19. In terms of weight efficiency, they are on the same level with normal ammo boxes, but they are more slots efficient, especially 9x19. 5.56 boxes give 33.6 bullets in one slot, meanwhile normal ammo boxes only 20. 9x19 gives 80 bullets, normal boxes only 25. So these 2 ammo boxes won't be a good choice for mobility loadouts, more like for heavy loadouts. For example, if you are playing with M249 or you have some support role in your squad. In this way you can help your squad with resupply. and other two ammo boxes, 45 with 762. In case of these two boxes, they are actually weight efficient compared to normal boxes. But we have small difference here. 45 not only weight efficient, but slots efficient as well. However, in case of 762, we have a bit different situation. It's more weight efficient, but less slots efficient. So in case of 762, that's great choice if you want to focus on your weight, which is actually useful for Zombies game mode. That's all for today. Let me know if there is something else which you would like to know about Zombies game mode. If you found this video useful, leave a like and some comment. It helps out with video promotion. Join my Discord server with builds, tier lists, and other useful information. If you really like my content, you can support me at Boosty, and see you next time.